Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cropper here. I want to talk to you about concretizing things. I'm always talking about how any idea that's valid and objective can be brought down to the perceivable. Well, I want to talk to you for just a minute about why that is the case. Any idea, from justice to beauty to law to rocks to noise, anything can be brought down to something available from the five senses. Indeed, that idea could only have been formed from things observed using the five senses. Now, why is this the case? Without going into justification of that which is done elsewhere, the reason why we always have to and always can concretize an objective concept is because nothing in the entire universe exists except for concretes. Nothing else exists. So if you're going to explain something, you have to explain it using concretes. There's no other way to explain it. Nothing else exists. So the reason that we always have to come down to something real and objective and true when we are explaining things that are true is because nothing else exists but that which is real. Nothing. There's no way to explain something to someone. There's no way to get an idea into their head unless you use reality. So let's say that you were going to concretize for us what a Platonic form would be. You can't, because Platonic forms don't exist, but what you would have to do is explain in some sort of concrete terms what a form would be. And that's why you end up sounding weird when you talk about Plato's world of forms. It would be a chair without any of the measurements of a given chair. So you'd have a perfect chair in your mind. That's Plato's form of chair, but it's not made of wood or metal or plastic. It's not made of any material. It doesn't have 2 legs, nor 4 legs, nor 1 leg, nor 6 legs. It has no legs. It has as many legs as you please. You can't ascribe specific qualities to it, because it is specifically without measurement, which is what a concept is. Plato just took concepts which are valid, it's a valid idea, and he made them metaphysical. He said they're part of reality rather than making them epistemological, just saying they're inside your head. It's true that we do have the idea of chair in our head without measurements. We do have the idea of chair in our head without saying, when we say chair to ourselves, we don't say how many legs and what it's made of and so on. That's true, but that's just inside our head. That's just the way we organize reality. In order to bring that reality to someone else, you have to show them concretes inside reality, because nothing else exists. Neither Plato's world of forms nor any other fantasy. God, gremlins, arbitrary postulates do not exist. And therefore, in communicating with someone, it is necessary always to reduce to the five senses. Why is it that we can reduce? How do we know that we can reduce a true idea to the five senses? Because that idea had to come from the five senses. No other place for it to come from. And because nothing else exists except the stuff available to the five senses. Now someone's going to say, oh, we don't see radio waves. Well, we can build a computer where we can see radio waves on the screen or whatever, in the monitor. And the radio waves really do exist out there, and we can build basically tools to help us see them. People say we can never see an atom with our eye. How do we know they exist? Sure, we've got electron microscopes that show us some picture of something, but how do we know it's an atom? How can we ever know? Scanning electron microscopes are a tool for us. They help our eyes do a better job. It's like telescopes. How do we know what the surface of the moon really looks like until we get there? We use a telescope. Well, you're not there, you're not looking at it. How do you know this telescope's giving you it? Well, look, that's just arbitrary skepticism. There's no reason to question reality. There's no other place for information to come from, and there's not another set of information. The only set of information in the universe is the universe. And that's why whenever you want to communicate effectively and objectively, you have to return to the universe, i.e. you have to talk about reality. That's about all I want to say about that, and that provides a really good segue to my first video on Azrienoch's book, The Absurdity of Azrienoch's Philosophy. oh, pardon me, The Absurdity of Philosophy by Jeff Smith DeLuc. We will be going to that shortly.